Anywhere back here is fine. Jose? Good morning. You all ready? First of all, my law enforcement partners are behind me, and the agencies that were involved in this in the last 24 hours will be the Bakersfield Police Department, the FBI, Newman PD, Stanislaus Sheriff's Office, HSI, and ATF. Those are all our local, state, and federal partners that we work with on this case. And as you're all aware, on the early morning hours of December 26th, Ronil Singh, a police officer in Newman, California, was shot and killed during a traffic stop. Yesterday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, Sheriff Adam Christensen from Stanislaus County sent me a text and said urgently call me. And so I knew it was probably going to be related to this case. And I called Adam, and he gave me information that the suspect in the shooting death of this police officer was somewhere between Modesto and Bakersfield, and he believed headed towards Mexico. He asked me if we could field a team and be ready because they had information that was coming in as we were talking about where the suspect might be. And I said, let me call you back in about less than 10 minutes and we will be activated. I called the undersheriff who got a hold of our SWAT commander, and the team was immediately activated. Our DOC was activated, and we were ready to go to look for this cop killer. As information came in throughout yesterday afternoon and last night, we had surveillance teams that were set up in different communities of our county, to include Buttonwillow, Lamont, Hanford in Kings County. We had teams that were monitoring those residents as information developed. We were able to obtain probable cause for a search warrant for the residence that was in Lamont, and you'll see that on the map where the green arrow is. I'm going to give you the correct address, 8200 block of Brooks Lane. And at some point, we got the search warrant to serve at that residence. As the SWAT team was circling the house and setting up and getting ready to hit the house, our suspect, Gustavo Perez Arriaga, exited the residence with his hands up and surrendered to the officers that were on scene. So throughout this investigation, we believe that several people helped this suspect get to Kern County. So far, we have arrested Bernabe Madrigal Castaneda, Hispanic male 59, Erasmo Villegas, Hispanic male 36, and Maria Luisa Marino, Hispanic female 57, all from Bakersfield, for aiding and abetting this suspect and helping him trying to elude capture. We believe that more arrests may come. In my conversation with Stanislaus Sheriff this morning, I assured him no stone will be unturned for anyone that we have information on that helped this suspect try and elude capture. We will go after them. So with that, if you have any questions, this suspect is in custody, and I can tell you this, that Officer Singh's handcuffs were brought down. and they're on that guy for his trip home. So if you have questions, be happy to answer.
Sheriff, how hard is it to tackle this? It's bittersweet, obviously, but obviously provide some closure for not only the family but law enforcement community as a whole. For you to make sure that you guys are.
Yeah, it's a great question. We've been through this several times, and we know how hard it is. You know, the timing of this incident also creates emotional drag on the family. So we assured the family, the chief of Newman, the sheriff from Stanislaus, and I assured the family during the search that we would find this cop killer, and we did.
And obviously his status is important, his immigration status. Do you have any comment on that as far as?
Well, I can tell you this: the immigration status to me is not what was most important in this case. This is someone that we believe engaged a police officer with a firearm and took his life. His immigration status is secondary. However, it's extremely important that we get there and confirm whether the person had a right to be in this country or not.
Sheriff Christensen was very adamant in his news conference a little while ago that the sanctuary law had kind of tied their hands and there may have been a different outcome.
Well, as you are well aware, in this county, I asked the county to declare Kern a non-sanctuary county for exactly that reason. When you tie our hands and don't allow us to work with our federal partners and communicate with our federal partners about people that commit crimes and who are in this country illegally, we're going to have incidents like this, not just on police officers, but on the public that we serve and protect.
Jeff, any word for law enforcement moving forward? This kind of proves that not everything is ever routine. This is a traffic stop, and it just kind of goes to show that everything is important when it comes to making sure that
From what we know, this is probably about a driving under the influence. And for a suspect to take an officer's life over a driving under the influence doesn't make any logical sense to me, nor anyone else. But no traffic stop, no contact in today's world is just run-of-the-mill. The officers have to be alert, and we live in a different environment than we did 10, 15 years ago.
Does the suspect have any criminal history in Kern County?
None that I'm aware of.
Sheriff, whose home was that on Brooks Lane?
I don't have that information.
And how about the weapon that the suspected shooter used?
The suspect, when he was arrested, was unarmed.
Okay, but how about the one that he used to do the shooting?
That would be Stanislaus Sheriff that would have to give you that information.
Okay, so you don't know whether he obtained it legally or not?
I don't know that.
Do you have any more specific details about the other people who helped transport the suspect down here? What means they used, how that transpired?
No, I don't. I do know that anyone that used a vehicle or allowed him in a vehicle or gave him sanctuary in a house, any of those people are subject to arrest, and we're committed to making those arrests if we can prove that someone helped him.
So for those three people, did they help transport or house?
I can't tell you exactly what their role is. We're still on scene. This is still an active investigation, and there could be more arrests. But I can tell you we believe that they were involved in harboring or providing sanctuary to this suspect.
Could you reiterate their names and ages, please, those three people?
If you'd like, I can have copies of this made for you before you leave. That'd probably be better.
During the arrest, who was in the home?
There were 6 people, I believe, in the home when we made the arrest. Some I believe, may be children.
And some of them got arrested?
Yes.
A number of your units were seen going north on 99 with lights on. Has he left the county on his way north?
I'm not sure. As of about 45 minutes ago or an hour ago, he was being interviewed, and he had our handcuffs, and they were going to replace him with Officer Singh's handcuffs and transport him to Stanislaus County.
Any idea, Sheriff, how long he was in Kern County approximately?
I think when Sheriff Christensen called me last night, they had a pretty good idea that he was in our county, but we knew for sure he was somewhere between there and here, and the information was that we believed he was headed to Mexico, and we wanted to ensure that didn't happen, because then there's a long process that occurs that's very cumbersome.
What about the suspect's potential affiliation
I don't have that information whether this is a gang-related incident or not. So I really wouldn't want to speculate that either way.
Are the people in the home related to the suspect, or are they family?
They're related in the sense that they know each other. I don't know about the personal relationship. Like I said, we're still early on in this investigation and completing this. This information was just handed to me just a few minutes ago, so that we could get it out to you as quickly as we could, and to be as accurate as we could.
So how many people got arrested in that home? I'm sorry. In that home, the suspect and who else?
Do we have?
Three other people were arrested.
Were they in the home?
Who were at that home, yes.
Okay.
And those are the two that you mentioned.
Yes. Anybody else? You know, the last thing I will say to you is that when you use a firearm against a police officer, you can run, but you can't hide. This really proves the relationship that we have, not only in this county and with my partners that are standing behind me, but throughout the state, that we're committed to providing public safety. And when you attack someone who's doing an honorable profession, no stone goes unturned.
Sorry, one more question. The arrest photo that's out there, that is the arrest photo?
I have not seen the photo, so I can't answer your question.
Will you guys be releasing an arrest photo?
We do not release arrest photos, but I have seen a photo of them, so there is a photo out there.
But you can't confirm if that is the official arrest photo?
No, I cannot. Any other questions? Thank you all for coming. If you have a Spanish station, we have a Spanish interpreter that will be happy to speak with you.